What's up, everybody? Welcome to the very first episode of the Hall of Nerds podcast. I'm Nate, or Speed Sultan.
I'm Brandon. You can also call me the Cosmic Collector.
I'm Carson, or you can call me Stu.
And I'm Mac, aka Nerd Space.
On this podcast, we're going to be talking about everything nerd.
That means anything from comic books to movies.
Video games, TV shows, collectibles.
Basically, if it's nerdy, we're probably talking about it. So with that being said, thanks for tuning in and nerding out with us.
All right, guys. So as we all know, the new Deadpool movie is coming out. Well, it's supposed to be coming out the next year. That's not happening anymore. There's been quite a few leaks and rumors surrounding Deadpool 3. I just want to start with the big reveal of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine finally being with a comic book accurate suit. So what do y'all think about it?
I think it's fire. Let's check it out.
A lot of people have a problem with the sleeves. Personally, I love the sleeves. I think I love the sleeves.
I like the sleeves as well.
Yeah. I think a big reason the sleeves are there is because of Hugh Jackman's he's susceptible to skin cancer. So any kind of outside scenes, he needs the sleeves on. But I think sometime we're gonna get an inside scene where he's definitely gonna rip those off for sure.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Definitely.
I know a lot of people are talking about saying that it's not comic accurate because of the sleeves, but there's definitely plenty of Wolverine comic suits where he's wearing sleeves. I got one right here just to show y'all. Boom.
Yeah, exactly.
Sleeves.
I love that.
Just caught that one. So, but I think that's super fire. And I don't know if y'all have seen, they're going to be, if you've seen this next set photo, but they're going to be fighting in front of the 20th century, maybe. What do y'all think about that?
I think that is going to be the intro to the movie with a falling Fox, 20th Century Fox logo just falling out of the sky. Here comes Deadpool and Wolverine.
Okay, I see. So they the intro, kind of like the 20th century, the classic intro they always do. They're kind of transition that into the actual movies. That would be fire.
Right, yeah.
And I also saw that with the classic yellow, it's going to be taking place on Earth 838 because Charles Xavier had that classic yellow chair in the old X-Men show. So that would be really cool to see. I also saw a video clip of basically Wolverine throwing one of Deadpool's limbs and Deadpool crashing through the logo. So it's definitely going to be a pretty intense fight scene. I hope it's off the bat though. That would be really cool.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's just from the jump and it's just those two going, because that'd be the best way to get it going, because the way the second one ended, there's nothing really to pick up from. So I want something that'll get my attention right from the start, because I don't really know what to. I know what to expect going into this. Who do we have in here? We're gonna have Wanda, we're gonna have Cyclops, we're gonna have Storm, we're gonna have Professor X. But as none of those people were in Deadpool 2. So I hope this just gets right off the jump.
You know what they're probably going to do is like they did with the first and second movie. They're probably going to show a clip from the Fox universe, the crashing down and everything, and they're going to he usually shows a big fight scene in the beginning and then narrates over it and then does a little oh, this is how we got to this moment.
Mm-hmm.
He did that the first and the second movie with the fight scene with Francis and then him exploding in the second movie. So they're probably going to do a little back and show how they got to that point.
Definitely, because I would say that's my kind of only worry for the movie is that the first and second one were so good and kind of on a similar story throughout the both movies or whatever. Where this movie, I feel like there's a chance we might not get a close to the Deadpool trilogy. That it's mainly an opening for the next chapter, which I'm still excited for. But that's just my only thing with this movie is I'm hoping we get some closure at least with the Deadpool trilogy from the first two movies.
You don't want it to be like Ant-Man.
Exactly, where the first two movies are great and they're about the character and everything, and then all of a sudden it's this massive multiverse thing which I want that, but I also want to make sure that they pay homage to the first two movies.
Like a Deadpool movie, yeah.
Exactly.
Do you guys think what was that, Brandon?
What are y'all thinking on cameos?
Yeah, I was wondering, do you guys, is it confirmed as what's her name? Who played Wanda?
Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah. Also, do you think she's coming back to have that role, or do you think they're gonna have somebody else?
Oh, it's definitely going to be her. If Wanda comes back, it'll definitely be her.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
So I hope they don't bring her back, but if they do, they better have some Magneto dialogue in there.
Exactly. Yeah. I want to see Quicksilver, and I want the family together, because how are you gonna?
100%.
Because how are you going to have the dad in one universe and then the kids? You have one of the kids, but you have two of the kids in another universe, but you still have the kid in one universe. It's you know.
There's two things on in Multiverse of Madness on 838 Wanda's house. There was a photo of Magneto from the X-Men movies, like not the
Yes.
ones but the newer ones. Michael Fassbender. There, it was like a little photo in the background of him.
I remember seeing that.
I don't.
Yeah, so we definitely see Magneto in there. And then, but which Quicksilver would y'all want? Y'all want Aaron Taylor Johnson or Evan Peters?
Evan Peters.
Evan Peters.
I want Evan Peters. Yeah.
I think it would be the coolest one. I think Aaron Taylor Johnson works best with Wanda, like with the Wanda we have. But I like Evan Peters as Quicksilver more. If that makes sense.
I agree.
Yeah.
Plus, he's already going to be Craven, so I doubt he's going to come back for like an appearance.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I could see him doing both, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
Making a little jab and being like, "Aren't you in the Craven movie now?"
yeah, exactly. I'm really hoping we get to see Wesley Snipes play. That's what I'm hoping. I'm not thinking it's that high of a chance for multiple reasons, because Wesley Snipes was notoriously hard to work with on those movies and everything, and he's just like he only does like games if they're like perfect in his eyes. So I doubt it'll happen, but I'd love to see Wesley Snipes play it again. He's the one who started it all.
For me, it's the old Fantastic Four. I have to. Those movies were my.
I think they'll do that. I hope so too. Yeah, I hope so too.
I'd be happy with just Jessica Alba.
Oh, 100%, bro.
That would be sweet. I'd love to see Chris Evans Human Torch again.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that'd be
He's
amazing.
underrated Human Torch. I thought he was underrated for that.
I think well, didn't they just announce like the casting for what are we talking about Fantastic Four? They just announced like the casting for the Fantastic Four, and then they turned around and were like, nope, we're not doing it anymore. They had Adam Driver, Margot Robbie.
But that was
They
never
gave them the roles. Yeah, they gave all those 4 actors the roles, but then they didn't all accept, and some of them wanted more money. So it was a money issue.
Yeah, they weren't paying them enough, or they couldn't pay them enough. It makes sense because Adam Driver and Margot Robbie are expensive. Like
big names, names.
And that makes sense too. If you're a name of that stature and you're going to play the Fantastic Four, like that's a massive. You gotta definitely get a bag for that.
Do you think we're gonna get Ben Affleck's Daredevil back? I know we're getting Elektra.
Yeah, I think so. If we're getting Elektra, we gotta get that, which is crazy. Ben Affleck's talking about I'm done with superhero movies. He's not gonna do Batman, but he's gonna do Daredevil again. I mean,
what's even crazier is they're divorced. They were married.
That's gonna be.
I didn't think about that. That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
I think a big reason we're going to get a lot of the cameos we want is because of Ryan Reynolds and how connected he is throughout the industry. Like he's friends with like all these people, like good friends. So I think like Ben Affleck, Hugh Jackman, like that's a big reason Hugh Jackman came back is because of Ryan Reynolds.
100%.
So
he'll make sacrifices. He'll make sacrifices to get what he wants, because in the first movie when he had the Golden Girl shirt on, or it was something like that, they didn't have the rights to, and they're like, oh, it's gonna be $10,000, and Ryan Reynolds is like, yeah, I'll just pay. I'll pay the $10,000 just so I can wear the shirt for like 3 minutes in the movie.
It's creative genius. He knows what he knows what we want. He knows what he wants, and he's willing to bring it to the screen for sure. Which I know he's not allowed to improv for the movie, but does he have a say in the writing of the movie?
I think he does.
Oh, see, I thought I heard that he was writing the movie.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
And so
I think he's co-writing it. I believe. I could be completely wrong.
If that's true, and he's co-writing the movie, how can he not improvise? Because his improvising would just be right in a way. You know what I mean? Like it's his work. So wouldn't his improvising be okay if he's writing it? You know what I mean? But I don't know.
Well, the thing is, I think he is co-writing. Initially, he announced it as him writing it, but he does have like probably a room of co-writers. And with the strike going on, the improv is taking away from the writing, which is the whole reason like the strike is happening. Yeah,
no, that's definitely true.
Because of like the lack of like time in the writer's room and unemployment and stuff like that, for sure. So.
All right, but so you mentioned the writer strike earlier, and I just wanted to touch on that a little bit on here because it's starting to get more and more serious. Unable to reach a deal with producers, members of the Screen Actors Guild have also joined up with more than 11,000 film and television writers that are already striking. The failed negotiations with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers means that film and television producers productions featuring actors immediately will halt, essentially shutting down the entirety of Hollywood. This is the first tandem strike in Hollywood since 1960. What do you guys think about this?
That 1960 strike was actually headed by Ronald Reagan. I found that out.
That's crazy. That's a bad day for that.
Yeah, when he was still. Yeah,
pretty crazy.
But yeah, this is the first one where they both strike together, like the actors and the writers, in over 100, in like I think it was 100 years where they strike together, right? Or was it 60?
I think it's.
I think it's
60.
Yeah, I think it's 60.
Yeah. First tandem since 1960. So, and I mean, it's super unfortunate. I think we all agree that let's pay these writers and let's pay these actors and stuff. But
Yeah,
it's a shame for multiple. I mean, not only are we not getting these paid, but now we're canceling everything, postponing everything. For the fans, that's bad. For the writers, that's just bad for everyone. So I think it's best we just get this thing figured out. The CEOs of these streaming producing companies or whatever, they got to pay their writers and everything. That's just my side though.
I think we could see a lot of loss in this potentially, because like with like you even see shows now where like they don't, or there's no, I guess, hookups or anything bad going on, and it's just like we lose it. Like the Batgirl that was supposed to come out last year, there's nothing there. They had no hangups or anything, but it's just the production wasn't there, and part of it could have been the writers and the actors, and but it's also like we're losing stuff all the time. It's like this is being announced or this is being announced. And even without the strike, and I'm not saying the strike is a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. They need to stand up for themselves. They need to get that equal pay. They need to get that equal opportunity. Mm-hmm. But it's just like we're gonna lose a lot of stuff, and it's gonna make a lot of people mad. Like on top of not having, because a lot of people are just gonna be like, oh, what the heck? I want to see Deadpool 3. But there are gonna be a lot of people just being mad about other stuff canceling. It's gonna suck, and I think it's gonna bite these producers and all these big heads in the butt, and they're gonna realize, wow, like this is a big deal. And I saw this meme recently, and it's like making sky high profits and breaking records and everything, and then it's also like paying your workers higher salaries, and it's like if you're gonna brag about this and being like, this is a box office hit, we spent like 60 million on it, we made like 300 million or whatever, it's like, okay, so like maybe put that into some future works or stuff like that, but like don't be greedy. Like spread the wealth. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I went on like a whole tangent, but it's just like you got to share that. You got to help everybody out.
We wouldn't have made that without the people who wrote the movie. Rob Lowe said it best. He was like, "I'm only as good as the lines the writers give me."
100%.
He was striking, and he was like, "Yeah, like I'm out here striking because like I wouldn't be an actor without the writers, because like without them, we don't have a movie. So they should." Rob Lowe's out here making millions of dollars per role, and the writer who wrote his lines is making $200 a day. Like
exactly,
the movie's making
making 25.
Like the guy who wrote the episode for She-Hulk that Daredevil returns in, probably the best episode in the whole show, and he received like $360 for it.
Yeah,
which is just crazy.
That's terrible.
You know that, and a lot of it's because of streaming services too. Like they're not.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
they get like zero residual pay from streams.
Yeah, with like airing it on TV, you get residuals based on how like when it airs and stuff like that. Like musicians, when an artist makes a song 20 years ago, it doesn't matter how many times they play that song over the 20 years, they get residuals from it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get that. The writers don't get it. The actors don't get it. They just get a base pay, and it's kind of messed up. And I don't think they're asking for unfair. Like the regulated use of AI. Like, did y'all hear about the AI thing?
Yeah, I heard about that. That is the dumbest decision ever.
That's terrible.
I don't know if like they want to take the background actor, take their likeness and their voice, plug it into AI, pay them for that one day of acting, and use their likeness and their voice for like forever, and never pay them.
Yeah,
and that's just ridiculous.
So many wrong things about that. So many wrong things.
Like making background acting in California, like in Hollywood, like they make their living off of that. And now it's just going to be taken away because they're greedy over $200 a day when you're making millions of dollars in profits.
Exactly.
Here's the thing though, is like that's I'm into a lot of like the special effects and stuff like that. I watch these guys called Corridor Crew, like amazing stuff. Go check them out. The thing is, they've been doing that for a while, but not exactly that with AI, because that's even more messed up. But like they'll take they'll film a group of like 40 people, 30 people. They did this in the Minions movie too, and it's like different, but it's like they'll film those 30 people and then put them all. It's more than 30, but like I'll say 100 people, and they'll put them all in like 100 like different places, and it's just like they're trying to suckle off all these small people and not take money from them, but don't give them their just desserts, and they just use them, and it's like, bro, like we see you got the money, like spread the wealth.
Yeah,
100%.
pay for their likeness. Yeah.
Did you guys see that Disney, for any upcoming movies, will be bringing out characters from like Disneyland and Disney World
They're just
for their red carpets?
last resort.
Yeah, they want to milk it as much as they possibly can,
Yeah.
as much money as they possibly can.
The executive came out and said, after all these strikes are happening, he said, we're not going to meet their demands. We're going to let it keep happening until they're homeless.
Yeah,
have to
Yeah, and
is
that's just
terrible.
sad.
If you
dude.
wish that on anyone, you're a terrible human being. There's no
Exactly.
no if
Like
and.
they're asking for fair pay, and you're just like, no, we're just gonna let them be homeless until they come back.
And then they'll
like
come crawling back. Yeah, like that's a terrible thing to say and terrible thing to wish upon
very
anyone.
Lex Luthor thing to say. Like
Definitely.
it's just it's rough. It's definitely
It's just some of these people they've never been at the bottom. People got to start somewhere, but like some people started up way out, like all these nepo babies we're seeing, like they got like their parents, uncles, siblings, somebody, they like they're a writer, they do this or they do that, or like they're a producer, and it's like, so they start somewhere higher than most people start. Like they don't start in the writer's room, like this is off topic. That's what I like about SNL is like you see a lot of these people started in the writer's room and then built up and made their own career, and then they get that and they like have respect for these people. Some of these people, like I've said, have literally never been in a writer's room, and they're just like, I don't care. That doesn't bother. It doesn't affect me, so why should I care? And it's asinine.
No, definitely.
that's another thing is the length of the writer's room. They're cutting it down to 4 or 5 weeks, and they'll pay them for those 4 or 5 weeks. And then a lot of writers, they have to sign a contract. So to where they can't work on any other shows. So they have to wait between the 5 weeks of their first season, about a year for another season before they can write for that show. So they're basically unemployed because of this contract that like makes it like, oh, so they're petitioning for longer periods in the writing room and more stability in their jobs, which totally makes sense. Like
Absolutely makes sense.
every job should, I mean, it's not like not every job's gonna have stability, but there are some jobs that, it's every job should have stability. So and that's just like a bigger problem with just like America in general. Like there shouldn't be such instability in jobs, especially like, jobs like these where like the entire industry is like held together by this group of people. You think you'd want to meet their demands so that your industry,
Yeah,
yeah,
you rely on your writers and actors to make your movies. You would think you'd want to pay them.
Yeah, and it's like just cough up the extra money and pay them, and we can get back to business.
Exactly.
It's just pure greed and selfishness.
Yeah, like what did that, was he a CEO or something that just signed like a new 25 million a year contract or something?
Yeah,
I was
Disney?
reading about it. I
Probably
think it was
about a year.
Disney.
It's probably about a year.
I saw the
I think it
interview
might have been.
with him,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and he was like, their demands are unrealistic, and I understand, but we can't meet those demands. While he was sitting in his $500 million mansion.
yeah.
Right.
It's ridiculous. Even with like all this writer stuff going on and the strike and the actor strike, James Gunn is still like been busy with all of his castings. I know y'all saw them all. It's been crazy. We've got a ton of good announcements. Going to pull those up.
Yeah.
This is our DCU so far. What do y'all think?
Absolutely amazing. The
I'm
castings are spot on.
I agree. I think we're all excited for David Corn Sweat as Superman, right?
Very.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wasn't too knowledgeable on him when he first got casted. Once he did, watch some clips of him from other like performances he's had, and it couldn't be better. It could be better. Once he puts on some muscle, which he will, he's going to be Superman. They're going to get him on the good program, get him on the gear. He's going to be huge, and it's going to be perfect. And he's 6'4". Everything about him is perfect. I can't wait.
I think Rachel Brosnahan was a great pick too. I don't even really know her, but after I saw her picture, I was like, I mean, I'm sure she's a great actress, but she just looks like Lois Lane. Like I'm glad they're going for looks as well.
I'll say it right now. She's going to be the best Lois Lane ever. Best live action Lois Lane ever.
Amy Adams just wasn't It just wasn't it. Man of Steel just wasn't it for me. But you know,
Same here, man. Same here.
Another one though that I think I'm super hyped about is Eddie Gathegi being as Mr. Terrific. Amazing,
Yes.
actor, amazing casting, an amazing character that I can't wait to be on the big screen. So
same with is his name Anthony Kerrigan for is it Anthony?
Morpho?
Yeah, for Metamorpho. I
Yeah,
think that's
Yeah.
he was great Zaz and Gotham, so I'm super excited.
Yeah.
About that.
and I like how James Gunn has decided to keep a lot of the like Suicide Squad cast. I think Viola Davis is one of the best comic book castings ever as Amanda Waller. I think she's an amazing actress.
Yes.
She plays the part perfectly. That's up there with J. Jonah Jameson casting and stuff. So for me at least, I think the fact that she's staying around, I'm super excited. She's one of the best actresses in the entire DCU, in my opinion.
She's one of those people that made her for sure.
Personally, I'm excited that Blue Beetle is staying.
Yes, dude.
That he's not going to be a part of the DCEU.
Yeah,
I'm very excited for that.
I've been super excited for that project, and I've been hoping for a live action Blue Beetle project for so long. Ever since I was a kid, Young Justice, all that kind of stuff. Exactly. And
Yep,
it is perfect. I love Cobra Kai. I love him in Cobra Kai. He's a great actor, and I'm excited for him to take a more serious role and really step into the spotlight.
me too, man. I really like him in Cobra Kai as well. He plays Miguel very well.
I agree.
His acting was really good in the trailer as well. Like you could really tell he was giving it his all. So like I'm super excited for it.
Me too.
What do y'all think of Guy Gardner though? That was the one that I know a lot of people are iffy on, just because he doesn't necessarily look the part and he's a tad older. But like it is Nathan Fillion, you know, he could play the jerkish kind of character.
And he's getting the bowl cut, so I'm okay with it. He's gonna look the part.
Yeah, I think it's questionable casting on a surface level, but I think he's gonna kill it.
And this is what I'm curious about, is that this could sound crazy, but with him being in Guardians 3, was that his test run? Because his character was kind of an a-hole too. You know what I'm saying? Like, was that like a was that like a Gunn being like, here, have this, play with that, and then I'll see what you got, see if I like it, and then if maybe I'll put you into this, because he's I mean he does that with the DC too, the MCU, where he's like, you do this, and I'll put you in here, like with Pete Davidson with the little whatever that creature was, and it wasn't a big role, but it was like, hey, here's some scraps. What do you guys think about that? You think he's been doing that for a while?
Definitely.
I think so. And he cast a lot of his friends as well. Like if you look at his movies, a lot of the same actors, like kind of like Adam Sandler has his like main actor. He always gets Nathan Fillion. He usually puts his wife in it, which is totally, a lot of people were upset about that, but like, why wouldn't you? Your wife's an actress, if she's good at her job, like,
I like the directors do that. Like majority of directors pick actors and they work well with those directors, which makes those movies better.
I agree, 100%.
He's not casting other people, like he is, but he's just also throwing them little roles if they don't want a big role,
Right.
Like Nathan Fillion is that weird thing in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. The weird guard.
Yeah.
I do think with Guy Gardner being older, Hal Jordan will be older, making John Stewart the youngest Green Lantern and more like the main Green Lantern of the DCU.
I like that. I think that would be cool in the Lantern show to see like Hal Jordan kind of mentor John Stewart into being the main Green Lantern. And then
absolutely
about Parallax.
I really think that's a possibility.
Hal as Parallax would be sweet. My thing, I love John Stewart. I think he would be great to be as our main Green Lantern and stuff like that. But I feel like you guys are definitely right, and I think they are going to go that direction, mainly also because of everything that's going on with Barry Allen and Ezra Miller and everything like that. They're definitely going to recast that, but I also think they're going to just take a hold on Barry and go for Wally, I'm still a big fan of Wally and everything, but I'm just Barry as my guy, so that hurts me. But what that hurts the most is then I think leading up to we're not getting the Barry Hal friendship. I need that live action, and I don't think we're getting it.
At least we will as like a little side thing. Like while they're at the Hall of Justice, they're like there. So. I want Kyle there. Like if we're talking about any Green Lantern, I want Kyle. Like that's who I want.
That'd be really cool to see in live action.
Yeah, for sure. And he's the most creative Green Lantern too. Like so his stuff, his like constructs are always like the coolest.
definitely. Hopefully we get. I mean, we should get all of them in the TV show. I'm hoping at least like those main ones: Guy, Hal, Kyle, John. I think I'm hoping we get.
I wanna see Kilowog. That's my
Kilowog.
boy.
I love.
Yeah.
I actually liked the 2007 Green Lantern movie. I know I'm very like in the few, but like aside from the CGI, it wasn't like that bad. Besides like Parallax being a big fog, but they did the same thing with Galactus in the old Fantastic Four movies. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard
Yeah.
to make, it's hard to make it on Parallax on one movie, But no, I actually really like the Green Lantern movie. It's definitely I have it above Man of Steel. I know it's a hot take, but
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big fan of Man of Steel, so
yeah.
I don't know if I'd go that far. I'm not a fan of Man of Steel either, but I don't know if I'd go that far.
Ryan Reynolds was Hal Jordan. Like, he was so good.
No, there's definitely bits and pieces about that Green Lantern movie. I personally like Sinestro.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And that movie is the reason we have Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. Right. Like, they met on that set and yeah. So praise the Green Lantern movie.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But so as far as DC going forward though, are we trusting James Gunn? Do we have high hopes, low hopes? How y'all feel?
100%.
I'm trusting him, but I'm not gonna lie, I got pretty high hopes.
Oh yeah. But like, name a bad movie, a bad comic book movie he's made that wasn't at least a 9.
I will say I definitely got high hopes overall. I've always had high hopes since he first got since it first announced that he was coming over to DC and stuff. I will say the Flash movie that made me kind of question things. Not because I know he didn't make that movie, and he doesn't have any too much creative say over it and anything. At least for the majority of the movie, maybe towards the ending he did. But the thing that worries me is that not only did he come out and say this is one of the best comic book movies ever, like everyone go see this, it's gonna be great, which it wasn't, in my opinion. But not only that, he also named Andy Muschietti, who directed that movie, as the director for the new Batman Brave and the Bold movie that's gonna come out. And so, as a big Flash fan that just got my character destroyed by Andy Muschietti. I'm a little bit worried for Batman Brave and Bold, but other than that, I'm hyped for everything.
I'm trusting
Here's
him
yeah.
because
Go
look at the
ahead.
Batman scenes we got in the Flash. Those were pretty awesome.
I agree.
Yeah.
For the most part, the Batman scenes were all pretty badass for sure. But it's just that the overall movie was such a mess, in my opinion, that I just hope he doesn't do that back to the Brave and Bold.
I think he can handle the grounded Batman probably pretty well, or not grounded, obviously, because he's going to be in that big universe. But like, he can handle the grounded scenes with the Batman, like the fighting scenes and like the car chases and all that stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, as far as fighting scenes go, that I'm excited.
That story, right?
Batman fighting scenes, those were dope. But
oh yeah, the one where they go into the kitchen or whatever, and like, yeah, that was amazing.
That was
awesome. I dig that. I dig that.
But so then, talking about the future of DC and everything, what is each of y'all? What's our most anticipated projects? I'll start. I think although it's a TV show, I think I'm going with Green Lantern, the Green Lantern show. I'm so excited for that. Either that though, or Superman Legacy, of course.
I think Green Lantern's rumored to set up the entire like events of the DC universe.
Yeah,
so that's a big one.
Exactly. But yeah, other than that, obviously Superman Legacy. I can't wait.
Yeah, I would say those are my two most anticipated as well. I'll be probably more excited for the Batman once more news drops on it. I mean, I know we're getting Damian as Robin and the whole Bat family will exist, so that'll be cool, but I want to see a Batman casting.
For sure.
Ackles is what you mean by
Jensen
that?
Ackles.
And it might be going for Dick Grayson's Batman if they're going for that, because when he posted the picture, the book that he posted was the Dick Grayson. I mean, I wouldn't hate it, but I also kind of wouldn't love it. Like, I'd much rather.
I like that theory, that idea, but it would confuse a lot of new people watching that haven't read comics. They'd be like, well, that's not Bruce Wayne. Who is that?
I don't think they should do that, at least not yet.
Especially
not yet.
Damian, and it's his first live action. We need to build him and Bruce's relationship, and then maybe give Dick Grayson Batman after that movie.
Yeah.
And who do y'all think is going to be the villains of Batman? I'm hoping like Ra's, and we get maybe a Deathstroke appearance. Talia.
That's what I want. I want that side of Batman.
Yeah.
in this universe.
Assassins and stuff
Like, don't
that.
give me a Joker for like a long time. I don't need to
Yeah.
see that.
Maybe
Comic accurate Bane.
Yes, yes, please.
Bane. Bane is a main villain in the comics,
For me-
especially Tom run.
That's what I'm saying. Oh yeah, for me, Bane is probably my number one Batman villain. I need to see him done right live action.
I just read Nightfall, and that's the first really Batman comic I've really read like all the way through. So good. Bane is an amazing character. Obviously, very not up there here. Yeah, up here, no, not there at all. He's a little crazy, but like to see that done in an amazing way, especially after the Tim Burton like the seeing Bane in there, getting that taste as a kid of like, wow, this dude's like he's jacked, he's crazy, he's insane, but like seeing that done, not I don't want to say professionally because Tim Burton is professional, but more like grounded, like you guys been saying with some of this stuff, like that would be that'd be perfect.
Azrael. You like Azrael?
Mm-hmm.
I freaking love Azrael. The suit, like the whole spikes and the dude. I love Azrael so much.
It would be so sweet.
Yeah. So Mac, what were your anticipated projects? I know we were talking about that.
Green Lantern, Batman. I think Green Lanterns. I think they're gonna put a lot of work into it because of the whole the 2007 Green Lantern. I think they're gonna put their whole heart into this, and then just Batman, just because recently I've been getting into Batman more, and I want to absorb as much of it in as I can.
It's a great character. I read so much Batman, and it's probably like the best like character that I've read. And I haven't read as much outside of it, but it's just so hard to like drop a Batman book.
Yeah.
See, for me, it's Batman, but also I gotta go Supergirl. That's my second most because reading comics, I've noticed I like Supergirl a little bit more than Superman. I am excited for Superman Legacy, but especially if they're going off of like Tom King's Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, I think it'll be like a really like beautiful like cinematic movie for sure. And I love her character, and I like that story a lot. It is a little bit wordy, so I'd like to see it in live action. I think it would be a really cool thing to see.
Definitely. I agree.
Yeah, so Woman of Tomorrow is definitely a big one for me as well.
What's your guys' like most anticipated character to be cast into the DCU? Like, who do you want to be in the DCU the most?
Well, we know Jensen Ackles Batman, but
Yeah,
what's our second? Barry Allen.
Yeah, let's have an actual Barry Allen live stream. We
You
never
like
had
Lucas?
No, I'm going and I want Lucas Till. But characters that we have not seen yet. Let's get Martian Manhunter in here ASAP. Let's get let's think here.
for me personally, I'd like to see Mr. Miracle.
Oh yeah.
I would love
That
to
would
see
be
Scott Free.
My fan for him, what's his name? He plays Charles Xavier in the newer X-Men movies.
Oh,
yeah, I saw that video. That
James, it's James something, right?
McAvoy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
I think he would be perfect.
That's a great casting.
Yeah.
My second choice for him would be that's definitely my first choice, but my second choice would be Oscar Isaac. I think he could kill that role too.
I haven't Oscar Isaac #1. I didn't think about that. And I think the way he handled the Moon Knight role with like how dark and grounded that was, I thought his performance in Moon Knight was by far the best thing about that show. And I think, I'll go as far to say I genuinely think Oscar Isaac's performance in Moon Knight is one of the best acting performances in all of the MCU, in my opinion.
Absolutely. I can absolutely agree.
The personality is insane. So I think he would definitely handle a character like Scott Free. I think it would be perfect. I think he would kill that. That's a great show.
Yeah.
Like think about Two-Face. Like he's like both sides of him are like warring with each other, and he doesn't know whether to be bad. You know,
his body acting. His body acting is so good too. Like the one scene where where he first comes face to face with what I'm so bad at this. What's the bad guy's name in Moon Knight?
Oh God.
Yeah, don't ask. A while.
It's whenever he first comes face to face with him, and then
Hawk. Yeah, that's all.
And he's giving them the scarab, but then it's like the whole body acting like he's not like doesn't have control of his body. Like I went to school for a semester for like theater arts and acting stuff like that, and like We did a whole like research thing on there. It's just like it's a lot harder than you think it is. And like the way he can do that and the way he can jump from like a character being this way and a character being this way and go back and forth and everything is just like I think he could nail that.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think he's one of the better actors out there right now. I think people really underrate him, especially in his recent performances have just all been flawless. With, I mean, his voice acting for Miguel at Spider-Man 29 and
amazing.
Yeah,
he killed that. Absolutely killed that. Moon Knight, he killed. Poe in Star Wars, he killed. Like he doesn't miss. He don't miss.
Let's not underrate his performance as Apocalypse either. A lot of people hate on
I was about to bring that up.
Yeah.
X-Men Apocalypse is. I love that movie. It's my favorite. Like of the X-Men movies, that's my favorite one.
Ooh. My favorite's gotta be First Class.
Not Deadpool, but
yeah, I liked First Class.
First Class is really good.
First Class is second for me. But yeah, it's Age of Apocalypse, or I guess it's just Apocalypse. But
Days of Future Past is really good too.
I agree. Days of Future Past. I just rewatched that one fairly recently with my girlfriend, and that one is. I really like that one.
We can agree. Garbage, right? Dark Phoenix was bad.
Yes.
Yeah. Like that's so bad. It's getting misunderstood or underrated. It was just bad.
It was bad.
Yeah, I didn't even care to watch it.
The character I want to see the most, though, he's super underrated, and we've never seen him in live action because he's been an Image Comics character for the most part. He just got he's been in DC a lot more. Grifter. Give me a Grifter show, a presentation, a movie, an appearance. I don't care. I just want Grifter.
That would be sweet.
I think that's a cool character.
But what I do know, yeah, that would be fire for sure.
I mean, his suit alone is just so dope.
His suit live action would be sweet, and it'd be very easily you could definitely make that look.
Yeah, it's just military outfit, but it's the mask. The mask, and his story is so good. Just about his brother dying in combat, and him and he was the original Grifter, and then he took the mask, and now he's just a mercenary / con artist. And it's just all right. He's such an amazing character. He's so cool. I've been picking up a lot more old Wildcats books to read more about him. I'm super excited to get into it. So
that's fire. But speaking of the upcoming DC stuff, the newest Blue Beetle trailer just dropped recently. Are you guys hyped about that? What are you guys thinking about it?
I'm liking it.
I thought it was. Go ahead.
So I don't know too much about Blue Beetle, but after seeing the trailers and everything, I'm really liking it. I love the Blue Beetle doesn't look like a coming of age story, but I love the whole coming into who you are and this character that you're becoming, learning how to use the suit and everything and becoming one with it. It's giving me kind of the Venom vibes, but not the same. I'm not saying they're at all similar or the same thing, but just I like that kind of stuff where it's this thing's brought upon you, like Ben 10. It's kind of reminding me of Ben 10, where it's it's this thing that you gotta work with it and you gotta deal with it and you gotta kind of become one. And I love those kinds of movies, so I'm actually hyped about this. I'm hyped about Blue Beetle.
Symbiotic relationship,
yeah. 100%. I can't wait. I'm super excited. Ever since I've been a kid and watching Blue Beetle and Young Justin and everything like that, I've always wanted them to come to live action. I've always been telling all my friends and everything yo, if there's ever a live action Blue Beetle, he's gonna be y'all new favorite hero. I guarantee it. So I think that's exactly what's gonna happen. Can't wait. Perfect casting. I think all the casting throughout all of it is. I just hope. Let's see Ted Cord. Come on.
Oh yeah, we need Ted Cord, bro.
We need him. We see a bunch of Cord we see Cord Industries. We see the ship and everything. We see. I don't know. Did y'all notice in that trailer when they have that shot of the city where you can see Cord Industry and everything? You can also see LexCorp and
Ace Chemicals. Yeah,
Ace Chemicals. Yeah.
So, which I know Ace Chemicals has been shown
in Gotham.
Yeah, but the LexCorp, that's got me excited for sure.
Yeah, is that Metropolis or is that just what city are they in?
I don't know because there's Cord Industries, LexCorp, and Ace Chemicals. That doesn't really make sense. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure what's going on there, but I'm glad that it's cool to see even just in the trailer and the expansion of the universe already.
I agree.
So
the only thing I'm worried about. Oh, you can go ahead.
With James Gunn doing all these castings, do you think it's possible that he may have already casted Booster Gold and he could appear at the end of the movie?
I hope so.
100%, it's possible. Yeah,
I think he's got some things up his sleeves. I think that there's definitely some end credit scenes or something that are going to be there that we're not expecting, that definitely are like kind of like with a Blade, like he's going to pull a couple of those. And like Blade
Yeah.
was announced at the end of Eternals, he's going to pull a couple of those.
I hope so.
Especially with trying to build a bigger universe. And he said he was pulling people from Guardians of the Galaxy. I know a lot of people want Glenn Powell as Booster Gold, which I can see, but I really feel like he's pulling Chris Pratt. Like, I just have this feeling like he's going to put Chris Pratt in the role.
I think Chris Pratt's too old.
You think so?
I get that Guy Gardner is like played by a 60-year-old, but Booster Gold is meant to be this young guy from the future that's like super joyful and learns to like become a better hero.
That's true.
Chris Pratt would have been great for the role like 10 years ago when he started Guardians.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I can definitely see it being Glenn Powell for sure, though.
Yeah, I think Glenn's a good shot for that role for sure.
The only thing I'm worried about is the villain, because like a big thing where comic book movies very like it's either really really good or really really bad is like when it comes to the villain, you know, like either it's like a really like oh my god this is the best villain of all time, or like a really like underutilized villain, you know. And like I know it's Ted Kord's sister, right? It's like the main villain, and then we got like in the trailer we got that guy in the red suit, which he doesn't look like the Black Beetle from Young Justice, but I'm assuming he's like infused with some sort of like scarab technology, because we got like the little suit up scene of him.
It is a character from the comics, but I'm blanking on his name. I can't remember his name, but I'm pretty sure it starts with an A.
Okay, I can't remember. I was not sure who that was. Is the guy in the trailer the one that had like the mask on shooting at him? Was that the same one as the giant robot?
It's the giant robot. That's Carapax.
Carapax.
Okay, interesting. Okay. Do you think we're going to get some kind of hint towards the Reach at all?
I hope so.
I hope.
Because that's like
the Reach is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that whole arc in Young Justice, like with the Reach and everything.
Best arc. Best season is season 2. Best arc.
Season 1,
that show.
I actually stopped halfway through season 3 because I just dropped it.
Season 3 is pretty slow, but season 4 really brings the focus back on the main OG first season group.
I'll have to go back and rewatch it because I definitely need to pick it back up.
I'm seeing right here. Carapax is pretty much the rival to the first Blue Beetle, Daniel Garrett.
Okay.
So they're kind of bringing.
We might get them. We get like Daniel Garrett, Ted Kord, and Jaime Reyes. That would be awesome.
Well, we're getting all their suits in the trailer.
Yeah, if I was about to say that. Yeah, all their suits were like, I don't know if that's going to be like the base of operations of Blue Beetle he finds or something. But yeah, I thought that was really cool.
It looks like it's Ted Kord's like his little base, but we'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
I'm excited for George Lopez. That's
oh my gosh, yes.
George Lopez is
everyone
that's an instant classic.
But
all right, that's enough talking about DC. I know we all saw the new episode of Secret Invasion, episode 4. What'd y'all think about it?
Don't even get me started.
I think I'm loving it so far, honestly. I mean, I think they're obviously now at this point that we only have 2 episodes left?
2, yeah.
That's it. Now we only have 2 episodes left. They're doing something different than the comics and everything. It's pretty clear at this point. But so I was really hoping that it turn into Fantastic Four, Avengers, all that kind of stuff like it does in the comics. But for what we have been getting, I've been loving it. I love the thriller aspect. I've been locked in, trying to figure out who's who and everything. So I'm really enjoying it.
It's one of my favorite shows so far. I think it's up there with like Loki. Like it's neck and neck. Like I really like the Loki show, but Secret Invasion, I've been so invested. Like every episode comes out, I'm like, I can't wait to watch this. It's got me every cliffhanger on each episode's got me like, what's going to happen next week? You know,
it's same here. I got Loki and Secret Invasion like neck and neck.
Yeah,
I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I'm not a huge. This is gonna sound dumb because I love Marvel and I love DC, but I'm not like a huge action guy or like a. I don't know how to describe the vibe of the show so far, but it's just like I'm liking that we're following Nick Fury. I'm liking how much time we're getting with Nick Fury. But it's like one of those shows that I feel like my dad would have liked if it wasn't like aliens from outer space, you know. But I'm liking it, but it's just not all there for me. Like I think it's just the budget mainly. Is obviously you can't have every single Marvel character be in the show. That would just be insane. Because like this, Secret Scroll or Scroll Invasion was like a huge event, and it's just like it left you thinking like, bro, anybody could be a Scroll, and like you're still getting that with the show. Anybody could be a Scroll, but it's obviously like Iron Man's dead, Captain America's old. You're not getting the same. Like we've lost so many characters to the point where it's like, okay, Joe Blow, he's a Scroll now, but nobody really cared that much about him. I wish this could have had its own movie, and I don't know where this would have fit in the MCU timeline, but I wish it had its own movie pre Infinity War or something.
They're trying to do big events at once, like the Scroll War at the same time with setting up Kang. It's just too much at once. Like you can't have all these characters fighting Kang at the same time they're trying to deal with the Skrulls. Like it's just too much at once. They definitely should have spanned it over 2 different phases for sure.
Yeah,
it's
that for sure.
Do you guys think that the Avengers are compromised?
At least
besides Rhodey.
If they're not, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed if they're not.
Yeah.
I think it's going to bleed over into the Marvels somehow. Maybe not like, especially with Nick Fury being in it. I think it's going to somehow bleed over into it. But who do y'all think is the Skrull in the Avengers if you had to pick one Avenger?
One event, I'm going. Dude, I don't know.
I'm going Bucky Barnes.
Bucky, that's what it was. Bucky.
Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of people they can make Skrulls. So,
Yeah.
Ooh, what if?
Really,
I could see a Okoye being a Skrull.
I was about to say. That's what I was about to say. Yeah, as one of the Wakandans being a Skrull, because they've already got all that intelligence and everything. It's just like it wouldn't be hard for them to fit in.
What if the entire Dora Milaje was in like infiltrated?
Ooh.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, but I don't know if their fighting skill would be the same, like the Skrulls, as because the Dora Milaje is like the best like fighting core in like Marvel.
Well, if they do that little ET thing or whatever, they tap them on the head. Do you think they get those skills, or do you think they just get their intelligence?
I don't know.
Intelligence. But I'm not 100% sure.
I think it would be crazy if Sam Wilson's Captain America was a Skrull. I think that would be pretty crazy.
Ooh.
That would be pretty wild.
It would, but I think it would also take away a lot that we saw in Falcon.
In the show, yeah.
That last scene from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it just had so much like weight, like that speech. It was that was one of the best like monologues in the entire like MCU. And if he was a Skrull during that, I feel like it would take a lot of that, weight away from it. But I'd be cool just to see all these characters we think aren't Skrulls to just turn out to be Skrulls. For sure.
What about Daredevil? Now that he's in the MCU, what if he's a Skrull? That'd be kind of crazy.
I saw people. You told me that, didn't you? About it because in She-Hulk he was a lot less serious. So like,
yeah.
What if Skrull?
Hawkeye.
Oh, maybe.
See, I would hate that though.
Yeah, especially with his
just because like he got his family back and him and Kate, like their relationship. I don't know.
That's fair.
What if his wife? What if it's someone in his family was a Skrull?
I kind of like that.
One of his kids or something.
Yeah. Or his wife. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Speaking of that, this was making me think. I think it might have been episode 3, but I think it was episode 4, where the guy Fury's like, nobody calls me Nick, and it's the guy like that took over. They have such weird names. I forget their names, but the Skrull that's like kind of helping Nick. That wasn't his actual son. That was the guy that he took over his role, I guess. That was his human son. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So here's the thing is that you can definitely see the Skrulls. They're building relationships with these people. I'm wondering if it's going to go, if there's going to be a big battle, or if like, because I kind of see, this is my theory on it. I kind of see, gosh, I can't remember anybody's name. It's the girl that you think she gets shot and left on the cliffhanger. It's like
Talos' daughter. Yeah.
I'm wondering if she's gonna overthrow names once again. Terrible. Who's the leader?
Gravik.
Gravik. Yes. I'm wondering if she's gonna overthrow him, and they're gonna have some peaceful little, not consultation, but like something. What did you say?
She's gonna be like the queen of the Skrulls, kind of. and she's
Yeah,
gonna.
I'm wondering if she's gonna take over and they're gonna have some resolve to their conflict that doesn't end in like a huge war or something, you know?
Okay, hear me out. Secret Invasion is setting up a Skrull war, but they overthrow Gravik. Gaia becomes queen. They live in harmony. While later in the MCU, their promises aren't met yet again, and this time Gaia goes to war, and then we get an entire like, what if we're just getting little setups for a Skrull war that's going to happen way later?
Like
That would be nice.
Secret Invasion, where we have like the Skrull Queen, Super Skrull, Fantastic Four, Avengers.
Yeah, it's
later.
giving a little
That's
setup.
I would be excited for that. I'd love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a really good idea. Honestly, I like that.
Because like you said, it's very like low. It's taking a big story and really like dumbing it down a lot. So what if it's just like a prequel to that big story, just setting up the Skrull's presence, you know? And then Gaia becomes queen. They have a peaceful resolution. Then something happens where their needs aren't met, and they're like, all right, now we're going to war, and y'all don't know which one of us is who, because which would be a little repetitive, but on a bigger scale, I feel like it wouldn't come off as repetitive, just because we'll get a lot more characters in it, you know?
I think that would be dope. I really think that'd be sweet.
I think with how short the season is, I think we are going to end on a cliffhanger that is going to not reveal, but like I think it's going to end on a cliffhanger that's going to have something resolved. Definitely not in the near future. I don't think we're going to get a second season. I think we're going to get a movie in the future, maybe after Phase 6, like maybe Phase 7. Like I think we'll get another Skrull movie or something.
I think that cliffhanger is going to be similar to Spider-Man Far From Home, where Nick Fury just is in space, and the Nick Fury we've been watching is a Skrull.
That would be pretty wild.
That'd be wild. I mean, I think that'd be another thing that would kind of take away from like the impact of the show of it being Nick Fury and struggling with the loss of Maria Hill and trying to figure out.
I don't think Maria Hill is dead. I still don't. We didn't see a body. We saw like
a body. They're not dead.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we kind of saw a body. I mean, we saw her get shot and then fall down and then like stay down.
Do we think Rhodey is Talos' wife?
I do.
You do?
Yeah. Just because, like, I don't know why they would make it a girl.
Yeah.
Like,
and some unimportant Skrull, like some just random. That, like
unless that's the Skrull Queen, that'd be crazy.
That would be pretty crazy. I don't know, but I was really hoping for it to go a different direction with Rhodey, because I mean we kind of suspected he was a Skrull the whole time, you know. I really wish it was kind of like maybe it revealing it was her was the big reveal, you know, like maybe that we were supposed to know that was the wife. It's just hard to tell. All the Skrulls look the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is that like speciesist? Can I say that?
It might be canceled.
Hey, it ain't easy being green.
True.
I don't know, but that would be crazy if that was Talos' wife, especially with Talos being dead now.
Is he dead?
I don't think he's dead.
Why they already did it with Gaia? I don't think they're gonna do it with Talos.
Oh.
If they do it again, though, it's like, all right, bro. Then it's just like no one's dead.
Like
Here's
you're
the
really
thing.
See, I think because like in the trailer, Gaia is like on like where Talos died, like over his body, hugging him. I mean, they could pull a She-Hulk here and just put her blood into him.
Yeah.
And then he'd just start healing instantly.
Yeah. I mean, I hope so, and I don't hope so. I mean, because I don't want him to be dead, but I don't want him to just keep killing people and then bringing them back, because then it just makes deaths pointless and like they don't have any meaning. But for the death though, dude, that had me tripping when it turned into Gravik and then he just straight stabs him and he like stares him in the eyes. I was like, dude, that brutal,
bro.
He was straight staring into his eyes as he was. I was like, dude, that's straight evil, bro.
Yeah,
there's
one of those villains that's like, oh my god, he has the craziest monologue, bro. It's just like evil, and you can just see it. Like the actor's really good.
Yeah, we need some. At least me, I need some flashbacks into because we get the flashback of him like being a chill Skrull, like what up Nick, like let's help each other when he was a kid, and now he's just on pure demon time, looking people in the eyes as he stabs them through the chest. Like what happened to me?
Well, he
I
was-
definitely think episode 5 we're going to get a flashback of like what happened to Gravik specifically.
Yeah, they went into it a little bit in the third episode or second episode. His parents were like fighters for the Skrull Army against the Kree. They were traveling and their plane crashed or something like that, and he had to like work his way back across enemy lines on his own while his parents were dead or something like that. And that was why Nick took him under his wing because he just
That's a
didn't have.
crazy origin story.
Yeah,
Real though.
like bro was a fighter from like age 10.
That's wild. I mean, yeah, he sucks so bad. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Great villain. He's been a great villain so far.
So are y'all ready to get into the bracket?
Bracket time? Let's do
Bracket
it.
time.
So we got a bracket here of what we think are the 32 best movie franchises of all time, live action only, by the way. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through at least the first round of 32, and then we'll finish off the rest of the tournament in later episodes. So, but let's just get right into it. First matchup: the MCU versus Divergent. What y'all think? I mean, I think this is
MCU's
pretty-
taking that.
MCU.
We know the MCU taking it. I think Divergent definitely like fell off from like the books after the first movie. The first one was very accurate. The second and third were not. The books were amazing, but definitely did not take much from the source material. So yeah, the MCU clears for sure.
100%. All right.
Yeah.
Next, we got The Matrix versus Mission Impossible. Now, this one's a little bit closer.
Okay.
I don't know.
I've seen one of each of those franchises, so I'm not going to have the biggest say in this. I did.
Personally, no, go ahead. Finish what you were going to say. Sorry.
I did like the Matrix that I saw over the Mission Impossible, but I'm not sure which Mission Impossible it was, so it could have been the worst one. So I'm just not going to vote on this one.
I mean,
I would say the earlier Matrix movies are better than the earlier Mission Impossible movies, but Mission Impossible movies now are much better. And Tom Cruise does his own stunts, which makes them. I mean, I'm going to go Mission Impossible just because of that.
that's fair. I mean, what I'm struggling with is I'm similar with Brandon. I haven't watched all of either of them. I've only watched handfuls of each. Where I'm struggling with, I feel like as far as how iconic they are, it's like neck and neck as well. I feel like, but I think I want to give it to Mission Impossible as well. We got
What
two
you
for Impossible. Anyone for Matrix?
I was gonna say Matrix just because I just feel like it's so iconic and it's just I feel like it's referenced a lot of the time and it's
I agree.
there's so many memes with it. There's so like and like Neo is just like every I feel like there's like a new like I don't know. It's always resurfacing and stuff. It's coming back to the top and every
You always hear, "Oh, we're living in the
just
Matrix."
like yeah, exactly.
I'm going Matrix actually. This
And the bullet dodging scene.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
too iconic. It's got to be Matrix.
We can't agree that Tom Cruise hanging on the side of a plane while it took off was freaking ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
This is
insane.
This is the
When he
17th.
jumped off of a motorcycle off a cliff.
Yeah, 7 times.
Seven
7
times.
times.
And he's like 60.
Yeah.
So
Unbelievable.
Tom Cruise is it, but I think the franchise-wise, I think the Matrix might take it.
It's tough, yeah. I'm going Matrix. Who else? Matrix.
I'm gonna go Matrix, just
All
for the.
All right.
Stu, come on, Stu. Red pill or the blue pill? Red pill or blue pill?
I mean, I'm going to go Mission Impossible, but Matrix wins here.
3-1 Matrix. All right. Next up, we got another good one, I think. Jurassic Park versus Narnia. I'm a big
Jurassic
Narnia guy,
Park.
but I do think Jurassic Park could take it purely off of how iconic it is.
I agree. I agree exactly with what you said.
Narnia was too boring for me as a kid. I've tried to watch it again.
I agree.
That's
Also, dinosaurs.
but I agree.
Dinosaurs.
Got to be Jurassic Park.
Yeah, dinosaur. I've seen every Jurassic Park movie probably 3 or 4 times, and in Narnia, I can barely get through it one time, personally at least.
That's right. I grew up on Narnia movies. I haven't watched them in a while, so maybe a rewatch would change it for me. But I definitely love Narnia. But it's got to be Jurassic Park there. All right, we got Terminator, Pirates of the Caribbean. That's another close one.
Pirates of the Caribbean all day. I know
I'm going
Terminator
Pirates.
is nostalgic, but I grew up on Pirates of the Caribbean.
Same here. I'm gonna go Pirates.
Mac,
Um,
I'm gonna go. I think Pirates as well. I do think Terminator is unbelievably iconic though, like unbelievably iconic. But
Reebok.
because I'm just thinking about exactly.
It's not a Tuma.
Like that alone is more iconic than like anything on this list. But it's got to be Pirates. Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp made
One
the
of the best,
character.
one of the best individual performances in anything ever.
Jack Sparrow. So
we're sending Pirates through.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got Transformers Die Hard. I'm going Transformers.
I'm going Transformers with you.
Die Hard's a little bit before my time. I'm not even the biggest Transformers dude necessarily, but it's one of the most iconic franchises out there.
Optimus Prime alone takes that.
Yeah, I think Transformers. I used to love the animated show. I haven't read many of the comics, but I was big into Transformers. I had all the little Transformers. Though it's iconic. Autobots roll out. It's just so good. I think it's above Die Hard personally.
Any naysayers for Transformers through? All right. Next up, we got Men in Black and the X-Men movies. This is kind of tough as well. Obviously, as a comic book fan, I'm leading X-Men, but Men in Black is very iconic.
Men in Black is based off comic books too.
Yeah,
that's true. I forgot about that. That's actually
I didn't even know that.
Good shout.
Which I think is more respectable because a lot of people don't know it, and the fact that it was even given a chance and it went through, and it's like except for the Chris Hemsworth Men in Black, that one was okay.
Oh, I never watched it. Was it good?
It was okay. It wasn't a Men in Black movie.
All right.
But as far as all the like Will Smith ones and everything, I mean, this is tough.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go X-Men just for the fact that Hugh Jackman as Wolverine is one of the best comic castings of all time.
I'm gonna have to agree. He may not have like the right height, but when it comes to the character, it's just down. Like
he's too tall.
I think the casting for X-Men was spot on all the way through. Charles Xavier with Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen with Magneto.
I honestly think both versions of the X-Men were casted spot on.
Agreed. So we're sending through X-Men, or anyone want to?
Yeah, I'll go with X-Men.
Yeah, X-Men.
I'm gonna go X-Men as well.
All right. This might be a little bit tougher than it seems. DCU/DCU and Planet of the Apes.
Oh.
As far as like how iconic it is, like obviously DC characters are as iconic as it gets, but the vast majority of the DCEU, in my opinion, is hot garbage.
Same here.
Where Planet of the Apes is pure peak, in my opinion. At least, especially.
Yeah, Caesar, bro. Caesar's that guy.
I like Planet of the Apes. I didn't hate it. It kind of got repetitive for me with the monkeys and the fighting and the I don't know. I do like Planet of the Apes though. It's not bad. Like the first one was really, really good. Like the actual origin and how it all happened.
With James Franco, that one.
Yeah. And then what was the Rise of the Planet of the Apes was after that?
Yeah, I think, and then it's War.
Yes, and then War. Yeah, and there's another one next year.
Yeah, I think that
they had a lot of low points, but also we got the Snyder Cut for Justice League, which was a cinematic masterpiece. We got Wonder Woman. We got the first Shazam. Peacemaker. I know a lot of people disagree, but BVS, Batman vs Superman. I love BVS. But then we got hot garbage, like you said, like Man of Steel and the second Wonder Woman movie. So yeah, I think Planet of the Apes is consistently better, but I think DCU has better highs, in my opinion.
Yeah.
This is
so. Yeah. What about you, Mac? What do you think?
I've seen both. It's just like I can't even think about the last time that I heard somebody talk about Planet of the Apes. To be honest, I don't think I can recall a conversation where it was like, "Hey, you ever seen Planet of the Apes? You ever seen this part?" It's just like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I hating on it? No, I think they're good, but DC, even though it's a little, I think it's got to. In my opinion, I think it's going through.
Yeah,
I think it's going through too.
I want to give it to Planet of the Apes so bad, but it's just you can't beat how iconic DC is. It's
You
so
can't beat the Zack Snyder Justice League. As much as like I don't like the whole universe as a whole, that movie is still visually stunning.
Yeah, I'm not even a big Zack Snyder fan, but that
No.
movie was like watching art. Like it was.
It really was.
I want to give it to Planet of the Apes, but it's still that's 3-1. DCU goes through.
All right, what's next?
Predator, Harry Potter. It's got to be
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Clears.
No questions asked. Got to be Harry
Yeah,
Potter.
I feel like a lot of people are. We have a lot of Predator fans, so we are gonna have some people be like, "Wow, not even gonna give it a second thought."
You're
Predator,
gonna be like, oh, all you
Harry
kids
Potter.
and Harry Potter.
Harry
yeah,
Potter.
but Harry Potter was
It's just so iconic.
time.
100%. All right, next up we got exactly
Yeah, you can go.
Lord of the Rings, Maze Runner. Lord of the Rings.
Me personally, not a big Lord of the Rings fan, but I do understand it's extremely iconic. So I'm gonna go Lord of the Rings. But I do love the Maze Runner.
Yeah, I love the Maze Runner movies too. I think they're great, but no,
I get that. Okay, wait. Are we including The Hobbit in
Yes.
that?
Yes.
Okay, then yes, I'll take Lord of the Rings. But I
Lord of the
love
Rings.
Maze Runner.
I love
Yeah.
Maze Runner too.
Lord of the Rings was kind of boring for me. I tried to watch it through. I'm sure it gets better, but I just never really picked up.
It does get better.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
tell
sure.
you, it does.
Yeah,
But
I can go on Lord of the Rings.
I understand how iconic it is. So yeah.
So we're sending through Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah.
All right. Next up, we got The Amazing Spider-Man. So Andrew Garfield movies and Fast and Furious.
Chasm.
I gotta go Fast and Furious for two reasons. First of all, I really like the first 7 movies. I don't really like anything that they've recently put out, but those first 7, up until the part where they like split and go their separate ways, I love all of that.
I might have to go. Dang. With the "See You Again" by Charlie Puth, and they're just
Yes. That scene is so iconic. So I'm going Fast and Furious here.
I mean, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I haven't seen one Fast and Furious movie, but I still want to give it to them. And I love I love the Tarzan movies, but I just feel like off pure. Not only is like I love Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man and everything, but he's commonly known as he's more known as the worst Spider-Man. That's not my opinion, but that's just kind of a lot of people's opinion. Given that he only got 2 movies, his trilogy got cut short and everything. Where Fast and Furious, I mean, so much content. A lot of movies, people. I mean, I know that especially like the original ones, people really, really like those movies. Where there's a lot of iffiness when it comes to TASM. I feel like.
Yeah.
I'm cool with.
I love Andrew though. Andrew is
Me
a
too.
great Spider-Man.
Andrew's an amazing Spider-Man. I love him. I personally, for me, it's Toby, Andrew, Tom, but I love them all. I love all 3 of them. So
I got
Same
Andrew
exact
Tom.
order.
that's
But
fair.
they're really interchangeable
them
for
all.
everything. Like, yeah.
So what are we thinking though? We putting through Fast?
Let me just say this. I think I agree that Paul Walker, Fast and Furious, that whole area of Paul Walker was peak for sure. And then after it kind of just got repetitive, like, ooh, where can we drive cars next? You know?
Yeah.
First, let's do it on a submarine. Let's do it in space. Let's do it underwater. Let's do it on a dam in the new one. You know? But and I do think they're iconic. I don't know. I just love TASM. Like
I agree.
that
I do.
Gwen's death scene at the end alone has made me feel more emotion than any other movie I think I've seen. Probably top 3 like emotional scenes. But I understand sitting through Fast and Furious because it is like 10 movies in, 7 of them were peak. So like I completely understand sitting it through. I'm gonna vote TASM, just personal preference, but that's just me.
I'm gonna
do
say
you think,
TASM
Mac?
too.
He's gonna say TASM?
Yeah. Yeah. How are we gonna
So we got a tie.
Anybody got
Fast
a coin?
and Furious. Let me try and swap you guys to Fast and Furious. In this
Okay.
Bro, I haven't seen a single movie because I can't imagine sitting through it. Unless you convince Brandon. You can
I
convince
agree with
Brandon.
you. I agree. I haven't seen a single one either, and I still want to send through Fast because I know a lot of other people. It's very iconic. There's more content, and we already have the MCU in here. So we got some Tom Spider-Man in there. We already got Tobey Maguire Spider-Man in here. So it's just there's other Spider where, like for example, if we put TASM up against like Amazing Spider or TASM up against Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, does TASM
Sam Raimi's taking it.
Sam
In
Raimi,
my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm going to switch to Fast and Furious only for the reason because TASM only got 2 movies, so I would not consider it a franchise. I completely forgot about that.
We're fast as like 20,000.
Yeah. It only got 2 movies. I don't consider it a franchise until it hits 3. So
Yeah.
fair.
Like, I 100% like the Amazing Spider-Man movies more because I've actually seen them. We're like,
from a franchise point of view, I do think, it would be it's a better franchise. That's true. Even though TASM had better movies.
Yeah, that's how I see it too. Better franchise.
Let's send Fast through. Yeah, because that's what the whole bracket is. It's franchises.
We love you, TASM. Fast.
Yeah. Appreciated.
Right.
TASM Drew, top 5 Marvel movie all time.
Next, we got Star Trek versus Alien. I gotta give it to Star Trek. I think it's just too iconic.
I'm gonna go Alien. I'm not a big Star Trek guy. I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but Star Wars never enticed me, but Star Trek entices me even less. Like, it just, I don't know. It comes off kind of bland, but I haven't seen enough of it, you know? I'm going to give it to Alien personally, but I don't know about y'all.
I'm going Star Trek. What are you guys thinking?
I'm going with Star Trek.
Thinking?
I think it has more of a hold on a lot of people than Alien.
Like there's die-hard Star Trek. I mean, there's die-hard fans of anything, but
you call Star Trek fans Trekkies. What do you call an Alien fan?
Xeno. Like my girlfriend's uncle. He's a CEO of a big tech company. He literally modeled their headquarters off of the USS Enterprise. Like there are some insane fans out there for Star Trek. I like Predator in Star Trek, but I want to give it to Star Trek just off pure iconic.
Are we including Predator in the Alien franchise?
No, we already did.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay.
I've only seen the first Alien, and I've never seen Star Trek ever. Because, like Brandon said, that shit just doesn't entice me at all. But
that's crazy.
You guys saying how nostalgic it is? I mean, it is nostalgic.
That alone. Is that from Star Trek?
Prosper.
Yes, this is from Star Trek. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it to Star Trek.
I'm going to give it to Star Trek.
Yeah, just that alone makes it the most probably, like, think about how many times you've seen that in your life.
Kirk, Spock, Bone, it's too iconic. There's way too many iconic.
I can name probably 4 characters and I've never seen it, so that probably says
exactly.
Yeah.
All I can name from Alien is what, Ripley, is that her name?
The one who kills it every time.
Yeah, that's the only one I can name.
All right, next up we got John Wick movies and the Dark Knight trilogy.
Oh, that's hard.
I have only seen John Wick 1. It was great. I want to see the rest of them, but even without seeing the rest of them, I feel like it's hard to put that over Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah, the Dark Knight trilogy had a hold on
Yeah.
I feel like
not only is it amazing, it's very iconic. And like, for example, Heath Ledger's Joker, I feel like that alone should send this through.
Oh yeah. And it was our generation's Batman. Like before it was Michael Keaton and Val Kilmer and George Clooney. That was before us. The new generation kind of get Robert Pattinson / Ben Affleck, but ours was Christian Bale's Batman, you know? It was, you know,
I grew up on that, yeah.
I had all the figures, I had everything, like the mask. It was just iconic. Joker alone, Bane was an amazing villain. I think the
Scarecrow was awesome.
Yeah,
everything else was amazing.
Yeah, let's go. I'll go Dark Knight.
Yeah. Dark Knight as well. We'll send it through.
All right, we got Indiana Jones versus the Hunger Games.
I'm gonna say,
I think I like Hunger Games more, but it's I don't know if I can put that through over Indiana Jones.
You got to look at it different generations though. Like Indiana Jones was a huge thing for the last generation, but Hunger Games was huge for our generation. Like, huge. You got to think that like Hunger Games inspired like battle royales and stuff like that. That's what made them so big. Like Fortnite.
And as far as I know, they're pretty spot on with the books.
Yeah, they're almost like there's some slight detail changes because we just watched the entire franchise just now or a couple weeks ago, and they're pretty spot on.
I like them. I really like the Hunger Games movies. I like Indiana Jones movies a lot too. I grew up on them, but I think I like Hunger Games more. That's definitely not more iconic overall, I don't think, but I want to send through Hunger Games.
I do too.
But the hat and the whip and the boulder.
Exactly, dude. Indiana Jones. Anybody that like knows me IRL, the Indiana Jones theme song from playing Lego Indiana Jones all the time is lasered into my brain. I will randomly
Lego
start humming the theme song. I will start whistling it, and people will be like, "What is wrong with you?" I won't even notice that I'm doing it. It'll just I'll be humming. I'll be whistling it. It's up here. Like that's yeah.
My childhood. Do you remember the mission where you climb up the beanstalk and you go to like the houses and you break everything and get a whole bunch of studs?
Mhm.
Do you remember that, bro? Peak. I used to play that game every day. Like, and I wasn't even a big Indiana Jones fan. That is rough though. That's tough.
I forgot about Lego Indiana Jones. That kind of like turns my head a little bit because I played that game so much.
It's so iconic. Indiana Jones is so iconic.
And Harrison Ford just doing another one with his age too.
Mhm.
Like,
but they're doing another Hunger Games too with the Ballad of the Birth of Pigs.
Yeah, and it looks good.
No, I'm excited for that. I think Hunger Games are better movies, but I feel like we have. I mean, Indiana Jones.
I'm gonna switch to Indiana Jones just for that how iconic it is.
I'll put Indiana Jones through as well.
Love Hunger Games though.
Bro, all I had to do was mention the Lego game, and all y'all were like, "Oh yeah."
Too good. Or like y'all remember like the character you got from completing the game, like the little crystal skull guy.
Yeah.
Man.
Twilight, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. So Toby.
Okay. Obviously, I'm going Spider-Man, but let's not hate on Twilight.
No, I'm not gonna hate it,
Twilight,
but
it's massive, and there's a massive fan base, and it's very iconic. I know that for sure. I've only seen like the first movie or whatever, but
I've honestly seen all of them.
I've seen all of them too. Yeah.
Okay, I've only seen the first one, but
Spider-Man is Spider-Man, and I just rewatched all three of Sam's, and like reading a comic book of Spider-Man and then just going and watching one of those films, you can understand so much more than other Spider-Man movies.
I agree. I think that really kicked it off. I mean, that's the first live action Spider-Man in all reality. Like,
yeah.
I think
the we got before that was the Japanese Spider-Man, and then the Spider-Man from the 1970s, which had like an atrocious suit. Like it was so bad, and he was swinging around on ropes. It was bad. So that was really like. It's
got to be Raimi Spider-Man, huh?
I think so. Yeah. I think even though Twilight was so big and it was probably like it had a hold on a lot of people for a couple years. I just think Spider-Man it made that character as big as it is today. Without Tobey's Spider-Man, even though Tobey's not my favorite, like without his Spider-Man, we wouldn't have just a lot of the Spider-Man content we have today for sure.
100% agreed. All right. This one is tough for me at least. James Bond, Rocky. I feel like both really, really iconic characters with really iconic movies and everything. I personally, off the bat, I'm going Rocky. And Rocky loops in Creed.
Okay, yeah, then I do too. Yeah, 100%.
I know James Bond is super iconic, but Rocky, I grew up on those movies. I mean, there's a lot of ways I live my life because of those movies, and a lot of people do the same thing. I think James Bond is unbelievably iconic, but I feel like there's only thing that's iconic about him is his name and the actors that have played him.
Yeah, 007.
Yep.
It's like the most iconic.
I don't think that's true because James Bond revitalized the entire like spy thriller genre. Like without James Bond, we wouldn't have a lot of the spy thrillers we have today, you know? And to be fair, I think Rocky and Creed are better, but like in pure like how iconic it is, without James Bond, we might not even have like spy movies wouldn't be as popular. We wouldn't have like the Kingsman, we wouldn't have the Winter Soldier, the Secret Invasion, all these like very spy-based thrillers. These were all like made popular by James Bond because it goes way back further than Daniel Craig, you know? Like James Bond was in the right?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just like if we're talking
I think
about
James
made the
Bond
whole
is as iconic as it gets, but I personally have only haven't really seen. I've hardly seen any James Bond movies in general. I've seen every single Rocky or Creed movie. Globally, I think the world might want to go James Bond. I I can't switch it. I'm going Rocky or Creed. I'm going
okay.
Rocky.
Back.
I want to say James Bond, but it's just like I think it's just because a lot of them are older. It's just it doesn't have that impact on a lot of people our age. So I'm gonna go with Creed or Rocky. Sorry, Rocky.
Same thing. And another
Yeah,
here's my final reason right here. Ready? Is there a statue of James Bond anywhere? Probably, but like
Sure, there is somewhere.
Rocky though, I mean, I feel like Rocky is also so iconic. Before I showed my girlfriend Rocky movies, she thought Rocky Balboa was a real person.
Oh,
That's fair.
that's
She
yeah.
thought Rocky Balboa was a real life boxer from back in the day until I
If
showed
you
her those movies. And then she was
if you
like, wait, it's a fictional character?
if you take James Bond influencing spy movies, you also have to take that Rocky. Like without that, we wouldn't have boxing movies because
Yeah,
if
like the
movie,
one
the
with
first
Jake Gyllenhaal. I can't think of the name
Southpaw.
of it. Yeah, that's one of my favorite boxing movies ever, and we wouldn't
It's-
have it.
Southpaw, Warrior. That's
besides,
Warrior with Tom Hardy.
yeah,
Yeah.
besides
Rocky movies,
Bond,
we don't get the Creed movies if we don't. And that, and I mean, that really shot Sylvester Stallone into the superstar.
Yeah.
That
they
dude.
both have
was
iconic
fucking
names too.
Here's another thing is that I'm pretty sure if what I've heard was correct is that Rocky or Sylvester Stallone he wasn't a thing before the Rocky movies. I think they were. I heard that they were taking a huge chance on him before that. He was like kind of like the same with John Cena. He was like kind of like living on the streets. He was just like he's a built guy and everything. And they're like, yeah, let's this guy's built. We see potential and like he sacrificed. Not he didn't have a lot to sacrifice, but there was a lot that he sacrificed to do that. He was giving up. Like he literally sold his dog for money while they were filming one of the Rocky movies because he couldn't. They hadn't paid him yet or anything. And then after Rocky came out, he had enough money to buy his dog back. And it's just like the respect for Sylvester Stallone for all like that he put himself through for that movie.
That is true.
Those
And
movies.
yeah, it did give us Sylvester Stallone, which is iconic because he was in a lot of movies after Rocky. A lot of like good movies. Yeah, okay. I guess y'all won me over for Rocky. I do think they both have very iconic names, but really when you think about it, Rocky is super quotable, whereas the only thing I can remember from James Bond is the name's Bond.
Yeah.
Like the thing I remember from Rocky the most is there is no tomorrow. That shit just replays in my head. Yeah.
Dude, literally.
Tiger like running up the stairs, like whole thing. Yeah,
Dude,
I'll give it to Rocky. I'll
after this is like a side note, but after I got my wisdom teeth taken out, they wheelchaired me out to my car or my mom's car, I guess, because I couldn't drive myself. And I try to get up and I fall back down. And then I get up into the chair and I'm sitting in the car seat, not the car seat, but you know what I'm saying. I was sitting in the car and I go, Adrian, like high as balls off pain medication. And so like if I'm floating it, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Rocky goes through.
Yeah, there we go, Rocky.
But Rocky is too iconic and too good. Last one, we got the Bourne movies and Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars fan. Like it's Star Wars. Like I could probably tell you what happens in every single movie, and I've only seen one of them. That's how iconic it is.
Yeah. I agree.
But I also played all the Lego games though, so
the Bourne movies, they're not bad. I know they got a lot of people like them and everything, but I mean, you can't beat Star Wars. But all right, so that's the full bracket, or at least the first round. We'll continue that next week and see if we can finish that up. But now let's move on. At the end of each episode, we want to kind of share with y'all what are up for the upcoming week, what our poll lists are looking like for comic books and what things that we're most excited about. So we're talking about the upcoming weeks here. So I can go ahead and start. Let's see here. I'm super excited. Starting off, I'm super excited about all the Night Terror stuff. But at my number 3, I'm going with the Night Terrors number 1. Super excited for that. At number 2, I got Night Terror's Superman #1. For the Night Terrors coming out next week, Superman 1 is definitely my most anticipated. But then I got a Marvel book at my #1, which is rare because I'm a DC guy. Blade 1 by Brian Hill. Super excited to have a new ongoing series for Blade. Blade is one of my favorite characters. He's one of the guys that got me into superheroes and comic books with the old movies. So can't wait for that. But next up, let's see. Cosmo, what you got?
So first up, I got or third, I got Tales of the Titans #1. This is the Starfire issue. I'm super excited about the new Titans team, so I'm glad they're doing like an individual issue for each one, kind of like talking about them and going into like the character. So I'm super excited about Titans or Tales of the Titans #1. And then for my second pick, I got Night Terror's Punchline. If you know me, I love Punchline. When she was introduced in like the first Batman volume, like their Dark Design, just loved it. Loved her character. I like how like she works with Joker, so I'm super excited about her Night Terror's issue and how she's like what her nightmare is going to be. And then #1, obviously, I have Nightwing. Love Nightwing. He's one of my favorite DC characters, so I'm super excited to see his nightmare issue as well.
For sure, Mac. What you talking about?
All right, so this is a really good run that I'm enjoying right now. It's Marvel's Spider-Gwen Shadow Clones #5. It's really interesting. It's kind of reminding me of what is it? It's kind of reminding me of Into the Spider-Verse, but there's a little bit different kick to it, but it's really good right now. So check that out.
Mm-hmm.
And then Guardians Volume 7 #4. It's like a Western, and I'm really enjoying it. Groot's the bad guy in it. It's crazy. It's good. And then Extreme Venomverse. This is kind of just like a silly one. A bunch of Venom shorts in here. I'm really excited to see a Venomized Jeff. But yeah.
You know, that Venomized Jeff looks awesome. I can't.
That's so cool.
All right.
Okay, and then for me this week at #3, I got Tales of the Titans. Like Brandon was saying, I'm really enjoying the new Titans run. So this is really cool to go into all the characters. And then #2, one of my personal favorite comic books I've been reading right now is Radiant Black. I just caught up and issue 25 drops this week. And then for #1, Nightwing. I've been reading all the Night Terrors, all the main Nightwing. It's Night Terrors is a really good event if you want to go check it out.
100%. So yeah, as you guys can see, a lot of us got that Nightwing on there, so make sure to grab that. But a lot of dope releases. Make sure to check out everything that's coming out and check out your guys' local stores and make sure to support them and get the new stuff. But all right, y'all, that's gonna be it for this week's episode.
Thank you for tuning in and check us out next Sunday for episode 2.
Nerd on.
Nerd out.